People say, "Oh, how many people do you need in an ethno-state to make it viable?" Not actually that many. There is a NASA project called the Hyperion. I think it's called Hyperion. It's a theoretical group of scientists and people planning for interplanetary travel, what it would take to travel interplanetary. And with current propulsion systems, they say, well, to get to the nearest solar system, if they should ever send a rocket out there with people in there to colonize a new planet, how many people would they have to send to make a genetically viable planet? What they've done is they've calculated, they've used geneticists, they've calculated if they had to send a certain number of people to another planet without any additional genetic input from Earth, how many people would they have to send to create a genetically viable colony which would not be afflicted by the problems of inbreeding? The answer which came up was quite amazing. The answer is quite incredible. You would think that you would need millions at least. In actual fact, not. They worked it out. Dr. Cameron Smith, he's an anthropologist and prehistorian at Portland State University in Oregon. His report, which he compiled and handed in to them, said that the number of people which you would need to create a genetically viable colony on another planet, you could create it with between 14,000 and 40,000 people. But the truth is, if you think about it logically, if you think of original founding European population, you'll see that probably the original founding population of all Europeans, all of them, is probably not more than a few 100,000. So no, I'm not worried about the grand scheme of things. I think we are going to lose in the coming racial bottleneck because they simply don't understand or don't want to understand what's happening. I think we're going to lose huge numbers. We're going to be compressed geographically. We're going to lose a lot of territory. Mm-hmm. But I think if we have the advantage now of having an understanding of race, history, demographics, if we are reduced down to a few million, we have this understanding, we will survive, and I'm sure we will create a huge resurgence later on in a generation or two's time. And if you think it can't be done, think of your ancestors who did it over and over again. America was created by those people. I mean, the people who arrived in early America, what did they arrive with? They arrived with a few tools which they brought across, and that was it. They were dumped down on the East Coast, and man, that was it. They had to get on with it. They had to move out. They had to build their own houses. They had to build their own wagons. They had to eventually start building their own weapons. They had to do everything from scratch. No, we can do it. It's easy to do it. much more difficult to get the willpower to do it. The other angle about ethno-states is people say, oh, well, the Jewish lobby won't let you do it, or America will bomb you, or whatever. The counter-argument to that is, of course, is Mexico a world power? That's my question to you. Just say yes or no.
No.
All right. Why isn't Mexico a world power?
Well, because it's a third world population.
Because it's full of Mexicans, right? Yeah. Now, when America fills up with Mexicans, will America be a world power?
No.
I can't imagine Mexicans keeping those B-17 bombers going and all the missiles and all that. You understand that the demographic change that we're talking about is so immense, people don't grasp the vastness of it, of what is coming, providing it isn't reversed. I must add that I'm always, obviously my first choice is that it's reversed, that there's a populist political victory somewhere and that it's reversed. That's the first choice, obvious, but I just like to plan for plan B, just in case. If it goes as it appears to be going, the racial demographic change is going to be so vast that the geopolitical order which we know today is going to be turned on its head.
Yes. Yep. And we could use that actually to our benefit in the future.
Absolutely. There isn't going to be a great big policeman America saying, oh, no, you can't have an ethno-state in Eastern Europe, or no, you can't have an ethno-state in Oregon, or no, you can't have an ethno-state wherever. Because there ain't going to be no big American policeman.
Yeah.
There's going to be a third world shambles. And they'll be too busy fighting over the scraps or who owns the palace to worry about what a few million Europeans are doing on the other side of the planet or on the other side of the continent.